Hey, best friend. Girl, what you doing?
Hey, the best squad, it's your girl, Ebony the Best. So, guys, let's go over to the tonight's episode with Love and Marriage Huntsville. It continues where Mel and Marsue was still having that conversation. Now, in the conversation, Mel was basically telling him, don't downplay what I do. Like, you've known me since 2014. We helped you to get where you are. I don't just do t-shirts. And, Mel revealed some stuff that you sitting here talking about, oh, you might have had $1 million company, but where is it now? It went bankrupt. Mel was like, let's be clear. I filed for bankruptcy because my ex-husband filed for bankruptcy and she wasn't going to take all of that. See, that's where all these little people get all these things with Wanda, Coleslaw saying all these things about Mel filing bankruptcy. Like, even that little puff face chick who tried to come for Mel talking about, well, maybe she can help the guy who she dumped from, I guess, what's the show? I don't even care. I don't want to make her relevant. That Mel could help him with his bankruptcy because she knows a lot. Like, how dare you even say anything about Mel? So Mel let him know, do not downplay what I do, because if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be where you are right now. So, I can see that Mel was really aggravated and upset with the whole thing. And, let him know, like, you filed bankruptcy and you didn't file bankruptcy because you got a divorce. You filed your bankruptcy because you had financial issue and now being sued for $5 million. Let's be clear. So I guess after Mel spoke with him for a little bit, he then decided that, he apologized and said, he won't do that. And then he went ahead and invited her to the meeting that I guess Kimmy and Maurice put together. Guys, I literally ain't going to talk about Tiffany and her meeting with Big Lou in the park, because that conversation is all made up, wasn't relevant. She's basically talking about Big Lou not being there and how she feel that Big Lou is gonna, probably step out on her and not love her anymore and not love Baby Ace. Girl, bye. I could not. Then the scene where they came into the conference room to discuss or give their feedback on what, could have done better at the Black Expo. So before the entire cast came in, you know, um, it was Marsue, telling everybody that him and Mel had a conversation. He felt it went good, and was explaining about what his feelings on e-commerce business. So Martel, I guess, did not like what he was saying and was like, so you're trying to tell me that whatever business is prior is not irrelevant, then if that's the case, then yours is not. And then Marceau clapped back at him and said, well, I did say that. So Kimmy walked in. She was like, oh, I can feel the tension in the room. She tried to break the ice to ask what's going on. And Maurice was basically telling them. Then Marceau and him was still going back and forth about, him downplaying, I guess, Melody. And when Mel walked in now, yo, listen, Martel, not for nothing, he will defend Mel, because when Mel walked in, he literally said, so then Mel came in and Martel really wanted to let Mel know, like, they was talking about you, like, Marcel was talking about you. Anyway, she went on to give her opinion and what she thought. Everybody was talking. Stormy and Marcel was going at it, and I just thought, oh my God, this is so fake. I just have it in my mind already that, that round table they all had with Destiny, and how they were telling Destiny to fight with this person, I guess not knowing she wasn't going to come back or wasn't going to accept her contract. So when it comes to Mel giving her opinion, and you can tell Letitia's body language is like, oh God, this is Melody. She's gonna give her opinion, like that type of energy. Like, and then she tried to, downplay what Mel was saying. But this is what Dawn said when that scene was playing. Dawn said, one thing about at Melody, Shari is not going for is a downplay of her great business advice. And she put a laughing emoji. Let him know, boo. I'm loving some Love and Marriage Huntsville, baby. So yeah, Letitia was really trying to downplay Melody, and you could tell, like, not for nothing, she is a little bit either uncomfortable or intimidated by Mel's strength, okay? And it ain't hard to tell. So Mel said what she had to say, Letitia said what she had to say, and Mel just said, you know what, peace out, I'm out. So after Mel left, they did continue, Stormy and Marsue, with that tit for tat, and they were going on, and Marsau is going to let it be known that I'm going to win this back and forth. No matter what you do, I'm going to win. Anyway, moving on. So then we saw Kimmy calling Nell for a meeting to talk about, why she didn't actually invite her to the Core 6 meeting. Guys, I could have done without this because for some reason Kimmy brought Nell there, and Nell is the type of woman, she's not going to back down. She's going to let you stand in what you're doing, and you won't have to own what you're saying. So she was like, oh, I'm just wanted to invite you, that why I didn't invite you in case you heard it from somebody else. And Nell was like literally, like, why are you telling me this? You guys are downplaying basically what we do in the community, and acting like y'all didn't know. So Kimmy was just being rude and disrespectful, telling her, well, it was my meeting. Then why did you invite her, girl? I can't bother. But Nell let her had it and let her know, like, listen, don't play with me. I am that woman. Okay, I am an entrepreneur and been doing it way before you. Anyway, they squashed it, laughed about it, moved on. Then we saw Martell pulled up with his pick-me friend, talking about, oh, they own a business together, and the guy had the license and the builder's license, whatever. So they were just talking, and this guy coming, it just remind me of Melnika. Oh, you the one who did this, you're the one who did all of this, I'm just, boy, bye. You're trying to big Martell up, and listen, it's not working. Anyway, so they were there talking, then Chris Fletcher pulled up, and Chris Fletcher was basically telling him, talking about it, and Fletcher look at the guy and said, well, really, me and you not friends like that. So he was funny, boy, how he come at him. But he was telling Martell everything that happened, and but then he went in and said, when are you going to leave? When are you going to move out of the house? And Martell said, in a week or two. Fletcher said, no, you should have been out of there like the week we spoke. That was another extra 2 weeks. And I heard that he lost being the realtor on that house. And I bet it's because of Martell's trifling, good-for-nothing ways. Always wanted somebody to do things for him. With that being said, they were talking about the whole thing of how Marcel said, guess who owns scolds? But you know what? Mel warned you. Mel told you that these people are not your friends. You thought they were your friends and you would stand 10 toes for them. And look at you now. Now they were going back and forth, and Martell is saying, like Marcel is downplaying the fact that, Melody is not a great speaker, and he was definitely again sticking up for Melody, saying, she's a great dog. But everybody know that every chance Martell gets to talk about Mel, he gonna talk about Mel. So he was just there talking and letting them know, like, Marcel was being like basically disrespectful. It wasn't for him and Mel. Like literally, he said him and his ex-wife made them. And how dare him try to downplay them. And then he said something and was like, God don't play, and he don't play either. And Chris Fletcher called him Mayweather. It's like, okay, Mayweather. But he was going off, and then that's where the episode ends. So I guess we'll see next week what happened with this whole thing. Anyway, guys, hit that like, comment, subscribe button. Talk to you again in the next video. Bye.
Now up on stage with credits, I sing, yeah, Jimmy, I'll dig it soon, get the